Noon, and we are back with Legacy of Love and Laughter. And we have me, Alicia, and
Valerie. And
we,
today is
April 4th.
3rd.
Oh, oh,
3rd.
I'm a younger day than I thought. I'm a day younger than I thought. All right.
April 3rd.
Yeah.
We missed totally April Fool's Day.
Well, but we're doing St. Patrick's Day, so how do you like that? She's got
We look
her
foolish enough, don't you
garland.
think?
Well, we're looking foolish for a very important reason. Do you agree?
Always.
Yeah. You've probably been wondering where we've been, and I frankly am not big on cliffhangers, but it looks like we got a cliffhanger going on because when we left you last time, we were talking about my ex husband Steve being in a convalescent home and Donald looking at possible open heart surgery. So the first thing we want to do is we'll update you on that, but we want to tell you that if you think we look silly, there's a purpose to it, right?
Always.
Now, why would we want to look silly if it's not silly time?
Oh, because we're just silly people.
It's actually in the Bible,
Oh?
Did you know in the Bible it says laughter is the best medicine? And so we've been through a bit of a time, but
Yeah.
we're going to try to share some laughter because we believe that our legacy of love and laughter, and it doesn't always go good. What I'm going to do before that is it looks like we are too low. So let's lift ourselves up a little bit here. There we go. How's that?
Looks fine to me.
Does that make you want to sing? You lift me up.
No. We don't have that much time.
True, true. All right. So, Steve, my ex-husband, is out of the hospital and living back home in his little house where he has lived for since like we were only married 2 years for well over 60 years. So, good to the medical profession, get him back in order. And Valerie?
Well, I'm here by myself. My husband's across the street sitting in front of the wood stove staying warm because he did have triple bypass surgery. Surgery went famously well. Very, very well. I was so surprised that it went so well. I was very anxious to take him home. The surgery was on February 2nd. He came home on February 9th. Everything seemed to go fine. But when we got home, 2 days later, we tested and found out we both had COVID and had a real struggle with it. I had a couple of very, very bad days. And Don is still kind of hanging on, having some remnants of, I'm assuming it's COVID and the surgery and whatever else, because it's up and down day to day. He's losing a lot of weight, but he's got a lot of heart, so he's out there thinking about baling hay, working with the horses, getting all that stuff done. So not giving up the ghost. He's lost too much weight as far as I'm concerned. I never get enough of him.
I found a bunch of it.
A bunch of what?
His weight. So
You found a bunch
over here.
Yep.
He's got a little bit over here.
That's what
A
family
lot of it over here.
That's what family does, isn't that you share everything.
Well, I've at least been trying to feed him too. And
Yeah.
I gotta
He's
tell you.
trying real hard to be well. Let's face it. He has gotten so many people wishing him well and telling him, how grateful he is that people are supporting him and making sure he gets better and stuff like that. And I want to thank everybody too, because it's been kind of off and on struggle a little bit with us in the family, trying to make sure that everybody is doing their best. You don't know what to do sometimes. So we're trying to cheer you up a little bit because we're trying to cheer ourselves up a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Sometimes that happens. I remember one time, and I was too old for this crap. All right, I was going through the breakup of a relationship, a little romance going on. I thought the world was ending, and my friend Helen came over, and the two of us sat on the couch and we talked a while, and then we started to laugh, and we laughed about this and we laughed about that, and the laughter really does kind of, it shakes you up, and you get the endorphins going as opposed to the
It's true.
adrenaline. Yeah.
That's for sure. I mean, even with what we're going through, sometimes we get up in the morning and you get on the scale and your weight isn't what you think it should be. We laugh at each other because he's gotten very thin, but is heading in the
And
right
you
direction, I
are.
guess. Yeah, and I think I'm picking that up. You get close to somebody like that, it just spreads over, gets to your part of the bed or whatever. But he's really trying, and we've done our best to do things for ourselves. We've investigated and finally purchased a smaller camper, so when the sun shines again and we're ready to go someplace, we don't have to drive the great big camper. So if you know somebody who wants to buy a great big camper, you just let us know because we got one, and a kind of a cute little one
It's
that
a
we're going to
beaut.
go for
It's
now.
a beaut if you're into that thing.
So yeah, it's very pretty, and we got our use out of it, and it's still in great condition. And but
And this is that healing part about love and laughter is that Don really wanted to get a smaller camper. Valerie wanted to get a smaller camper. Don really wanted to get a smaller camper, and he wanted to have something to look forward to. Because as you have something to look forward to, it seriously does help us heal.
yeah, you get
You
something
know?
to the looking forward part is like, and especially if you can make progress and make it happen.
Yeah.
So inching along. It was a positive light in the time that was not so good. It was hard. I mean, our kids have been staying overnight and spending every day with us, dispensing medicine, making it feel better. It was a blessing to have the kids were just great, and people contacting us and just bringing us food. Oh man, did we have food? We still have some in the freezer because when we got home, neither one of us felt like eating when we had COVID at all. So we're eating well in the past or whatever, in the distant past there. For what everybody brought us, we macaroni and cheese and pasta and sauce and sausage and hot dogs and I don't know everything. Thank you, thank you for the goodies. We're still working on them.
Yeah. And that's another thing. A lot of the people this weekend, we had a cleanup weekend at the campground. And we had a group of the most wonderful, loving, kind people.
Hardworking.
Hard working. They were all angels. And they supported us so much with love
And food.
and sometimes laughter,
Laughter.
sometimes laughter. I got to tell you something. Who has so many funny stories to tell is Pam Gregory.
She does.
Oh, yeah.
She's always so
Or is it
quiet.
Pam Gilberty Gregory? She has got some of the funniest stories. I'm not going to tell anybody because those are her stories and she can share them when she sees you. But this is another thing, love and laughter. And if that is a legacy that you know, we can leave behind in our loved ones' hearts. Doesn't take up any room. You don't have to dust it. It doesn't eat.
That's right. Makes you smile most of the time.
But it's the memories we create and that inspires the love and the laughter. So we had these goony things on, and big kudos to Valerie. Well, she didn't get her little head thing. It's at home. She didn't know to bring it to do our video today, so she's decked out in a little St. Patty's Day garland. And we wore these. We each had ours at the campground. Now, Laura and I had a bet.
We wore them at the show.
That's what I meant. At the camper show. That's what I meant. Thank you.
Where a lot of people would see us.
Thank you for correcting me. I need correction so rarely that it's good.
Yeah. Humble you right up, doesn't it?
Anywho, so Laura and I had a bet that Valerie would not wear hers. And she wore the dang thing and she wore it all day. And we attracted a lot of attention. Because
we needed it.
We needed it. They needed it. And everybody got a good laugh. So we hope you got a good laugh and a little April Fool's on you. Because if we thought it was St. Patrick's Day and we should know better. Or we think this is good high fashion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was thinking about wearing it everywhere I go. I don't know. So it has been a dark and challenging time that we are coming through, and we want to make sure that we tell you the importance of staying light. Lord knows our country ain't doing that good with staying light and bright, but it is all a matter of consciousness.
So many
There
people
are a
cheered us
lot
up.
of things to laugh over. I mean, I can watch those videos of cats and dogs doing stupid things. I always try to laugh before I go to bed. You know, that puts me in a really good place to sleep.
Yeah,
Like,
no nightmares.
no, watching a violent murder thing, that's not a thing you want to watch before you
They
go to
shouldn't even
bed.
put them on television.
My dreams are crazy enough as it is. I don't have to need that craziness. I watched a cooking show last night.
So did I.
And did you? What did you watch?
Next.
Oh, don't you just love that? Next Level Chef. Well, there. One of the big deals was it that one or Top Chef? Anyway, I was watching one of them, and it was fish. They had to do fish, and we're vegetarians. Plus, even when I wasn't a vegetarian, I didn't eat fish, not much. So I was thinking about, could a vegetarian survive on a show like that? And so when I went to sleep last night, I dreamed I had to make fish soup. I talk about a nightmare. It was like gray and thick. It was
One of those with the big whiskers.
It was terrible. So I guess even if you watch a happy show, you can wind up having bad dreams. But we want to keep our dreams happy by keeping our minds happy. So we talked last time. We talked a little bit about technology and how technology has changed. You know.
It certainly has.
So I have a funny story to share about an experience I had regarding sort of kind of technology. I like to watch sometimes on the Travel Channel. They have people exploring abandoned homes and abandoned castles and all this abandoned stuff. And sometimes they got ghosts and sometimes they don't. But this one particular one, they were in this abandoned house and nobody knows why the people just picked up and left, but they did. So he's in the house and he's looking around and he says to his friend, Look at that. Look at that old phone. It was a rotary dial. Duh. Come on.
Most kids don't know what a rotary dial is.
This guy was like 40. So then...
How does that make you feel?
Yeah. And then he goes to another part of the house and he's looking at this square thing and he goes, oh, that's some kind of office machinery or something. It's got a glass thing here and there's a light thing. He said maybe it's some kind of projector or something. It's an overhead projector. And I'll bet just about everyone out there that's over 45 used one in school, right?
Probably.
Yeah, so I was telling Sean about that the other day. And I was telling him, he declared that we remember all that stuff. And you know what he talked about? The mimeograph.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. If you were in school and they would have that big old drum.
Even a typewriter.
Pumping out those. But mimeograph smelled so good.
Oh, God.
I would pick those papers up. It did. And it smelled so good. She thought gasoline smelled good, okay? All right. Remember that? We used to think gasoline smelled
Not me.
Speaking of gasoline and technology and times, guess who never pumped gas in her life? How did you get away with that?
I have a very sweet husband. And I didn't drive until I was older. And I didn't want to touch that smelly stuff.
And now she doesn't want to drive. Oh, well.
See, everything cycles around.
You never know what the future holds.
It wasn't meant to drive.
Well, in any event.
It was meant to be driven.
And some of you that
I'm
are...
a driver. He could pump the gas.
Well, yeah, I suppose. He better get better quick.
Oh, that driver. He does it because he likes me.
Oh, somebody has to.
That's right. That's right.
So, now you made me forget where I was going.
I knew I could do it.
Hang on, I did have a point. I did have a point there somewhere. Oh, my stars. Pump gas. Oh, yeah. Did you know there was a time when you were not allowed to pump gas?
Yeah. That was the good old days.
Yeah. You can trust a man with who
wore the star.
Yeah. Texaco star, but I don't remember the song. Anyway, they would come out, they would wash your windows, check the air in your tires.
Check the oil.
Check the oil and pump your gas. And that gas was about anywhere between 13 and 25 cents a
That's right.
gallon.
And we thought it was outrageous.
Now you pay $10 a gallon and you have to pump the dang stuff yourself.
That's right.
Boy, oh boy, I tell you. Um, so I just want to make sure. So, do you have anything? Because a part of love and laughter and staying healthy is having a bucket list. So, I was wondering, is there something on your bucket list?
Well, this isn't the best time to try and think of that because I got so many other things cluttering up my mind. But I'm really dedicated to going back to a little bit of my artwork. Since we've had the campground and that sort of thing, I've really laid back on it. I had to go upstairs to find a couple of cards this week, and which I save. I get certain cards that I'll save for occasion. It'll come up. I'll go, okay, we need a card. Perfect, you know. And I realized how much I love being in that space with all the stuff, all the paper, all the paints, all the other stuff. So my bucket list starts with that. You know, that's the main thing. And to get my housework finished, not my housework, my house finished. Got some reconstruction work we're getting done and stuff. I want it done. I want to not think about it, but the artwork is really the one thing I really feel like I want to do more. Less
Yeah,
housework, less cooking, less cleaning, more artwork.
I like the cooking still. The cleaning, I like when it's done.
I actually don't mind cleaning. It for me, especially if I'm stressed,
Yeah,
I will just go crazy on the house.
yeah, yeah. Well, we're keeping it short today. It's been a while, but we want to know that you got something meaningful out of the ability to be silly, the opportunity to be silly. That's one of the reasons why I love my purple hair. I'll go places and people say, I love your hair. And it's not like I want the attention, it's I want to make people smile, you know?
Right. That's why we're so decked out.
That's right, we're decked out. And also, I just wanted to share one little thing about I have a $20 therapist. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yes, that's very cheap. $20 therapist. I think it's probably up to 25 or 30 now. And that is called the movie theater.
I thought you were gonna say a box of wine. But okay,
No,
that's
I've been a movie theater with a box of wine, but they don't let you bring it. You kind of have to find a way to get it in there.
fine. Long straw in your pocket.
You put it in your bra, you know.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, seriously, if you're having a bad day, I challenge you to go to the movies, get yourself some popcorn and
Go to a
soda
happy movie.
and a happy movie.
Support happy
Oh
movies.
yeah, happy movies.
We need more happy
Happy
movies.
or inspiring. I like inspiring too. And it's dark in there, and all the world goes away. And you come out feeling like a new person. I even sometimes would go to the movies all by myself just because I needed to be cheered up. So, my dear friends, our dear friends,
Yes.
cheer up.
Because you've done a lot for us just being out there and watching this stuff here. We're so glad you're tuning in. Every few weeks I'll talk to somebody who says, I've seen your thing on television or on what is it?
YouTube.
On YouTube.
But you can watch YouTube
See,
on
I
your
don't know
TV.
YouTube. I don't know my watch. I don't know my phone. But I get in here and I can do these fancy videos with my sister.
Well, come back and see us again. Click the like if you're watching this on YouTube, because right now they're watching on Facebook. Go to YouTube and subscribe, and you won't miss another single one of our wonderful episodes on A Legacy of Love and Laughter. So until we see each other again, God bless y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, and
We'll see you
take
again
care
soon.
of yourself.
Sooner this time.
Stay healthy. That's our prayer. Who knows?